Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we're going to pick on the 10 champions, the 10 epics, which I feel like absolutely need a buff in this game right now. 10 champions which are falling behind the new kind of wave of epics and rares that are coming into the game, and really, quite frankly, at the moment are just vault lords for anyone who picks them up. And it should be a nice feeling when you get an epic. It should be like, right, can this make a difference to my team? I feel like these 10 absolutely need to get an upgrade. Before we get into that, this video is sponsored. We're going to do that first, and then we'll get back to it. So I'd like to thank Gemstone Legends for sponsoring this video. If you want to get involved and download this game, download via my link below. Gemstone Legends have actually given us all a freebie starter pack if you use that code, which is really cool. So Gemstone Legends, what is it? It was made by RPG enthusiasts. They've taken a bunch of different genres and they've thrown it into a game. So we've got the puzzle style elements in the game, but we've also got hero collectors, we've got summoning through scrolls, we've got the ability to equip our heroes with different gear and explore the different worlds to find new gear that you can level up. You can bring in allies like dragons to do damage on your behalf, and you can use a different array of heroes to take on the different campaign modes that you're going to fight. Once you're through campaign, you can actually get yourself into the arena. Hello, is this like Raid or what? We've got arena, we've got events, we've got tournaments, we've got guilds, we've got guild bosses. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in the game to keep your interest if you like this style of game. They've also got a different style of gameplay in that you can move the tiles diagonally to create different combos. Each of the different heroes have got their own special ability, which can either throw damage out or buff your team or heal your team. There's a whole bunch of different mechanics to get your head around. So guys, don't forget, if you want to download Gemstone Legends, do so and use my link, hashtag hell, hashtag. You type it in the chat when you're in game and you will get yourself 2 million gold, 500 gems, 30 silver scrolls and 20 gold scrolls to try and get yourself that new legendary hero in the game. Thank you, Gemstone Legends, for the sponsor. Let's get back to the raid video. Okay then, let's get on with this. So who is going to be my first one up? I wonder if you guys actually comment below, call out 10, write down 10, or maybe call out 5 that you think should be on the list. Let's see how many I get from your list. So let's do this. First one up is going to be Marksman. Now, I did a load of like competitions against Stu Gaming a while ago, and I tried to get Marksman working. I invested a load into his kit. I tried to bring him in as my poisoner and clan boss. Honestly, I could not get this guy to fire. He's like the elf that didn't work. He's the elf that doesn't know what he's doing. Maybe it's because of this kind of... Maybe this is just like embedded into his brain. I don't know what's going on with this guy. He has got, on paper, a pretty decent kit. Poison on his A1. Chance to get an extra turn. He's got a turn meter fill for his team on his A2. And he's got a 4-hitter on his A3, which ignores defense. So on paper, you're like, this guy should be all right, at least. He's just not. There's not enough poison coming out of his kit. So 1 poison for 2 turns is not enough. The chance of getting an extra turn is not enough. The turn meter fill is actually quite a nice part about his kit. I actually feel like this is a good part. And then this 4-hitter here just doesn't have a high enough multiplier for it to really be relevant. His base stats are 2019 base stats, not 2021 base stats. He needs another 6 or 7 speed. He needs another 1,000 defense. Not 1,000. That'd be nice. He needs another 100 defense and another couple of thousand HP for him to be relevant at all. Plus 2 stacks of poison on his A1. I feel like he's a long way from being relevant in the current meta. So lots of changes I feel like you could do with him. I feel like the design and the idea of his kit are good, but he needs to be brought back up in line with where epics are today, or at least closer to them. He's so far away right now. He's below most rares for doing the job that he does. So Marksman's number 1. Next one up is actually going to be from the Sacred Order, Frostbringer. Frostbringer's weird to me. Every time I re-review a kit, I'm like, heal reduction, that's not too bad. Fire Knight. Decreased defense, that's kind of good. Increased speed and attack. Okay, that's good. So you're like, okay, her kit's good, right? Wrong. Her kit's not good. 4-turn cooldown here. She doesn't give us any sort of turn meter boost here. But this ability on its own is actually kind of good. 4-turn cooldown. I wish it was a 3-turn cooldown, just to be in line with most people that do this type of stuff. But I hate this. 3 hits at random. Places decreased defense only if heal reduction is on. Yeah? Heal reduction, 15% chance of placing it. So it goes up to, 35. But this can't activate unless this happens. It just feels like, just give her decreased defense. Give her a triple hit. Don't give it to me at random. Give me a triple hit that goes in one place and it just gives me decreased defense. Just doing that one change would probably make her pretty relevant. She also hits like an absolute noodle. Like, you cannot get this girl to hit hard at all. She's really weak. And I know she's meant to be a support champion and not all support champions should hit, but she's really weak. Really weak. Her base stats are already fine. Don't mind her base stats. But improve the percentage chance here. You've got a Cold Heart, a rare champion, that's got a 100% chance to land this on an A1. And then you've got this epic champion with a 15. It's so weak. So A1 needs to change. A2 needs to get rid of the kind of secondary requirement. And I think Frostbringer suddenly becomes a really cool champion. So she's number 2. Number 3 on the list is going to be a Barbarian. I mean, what is going on with this Barbarian? She is spending way too long looking in the mirror and not enough time looking at what to do with her kit. She is shocking. What she got? HP burn A1. Okay, that's kind of okay. Heal reduction A2. I mean, the only place where this really is relevant is Fire Knights. And then if you want someone to do it on Fire Knights, it's kind of, you generally want it to be an A1 ability. 4-turn cooldown. And then she's got another HP burn on her A3. She doesn't hit very hard, even though she's got crazy base attack. She's just, her kit is boring. Boring, weak. Where would you use it? I've got no idea. Yeah, terrible champion. For me, needs a complete overhaul. Like, nothing about her kit makes any sense. There's not a single place in the game where I'd be like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see it. The closest, I guess, you get now is Sorath, the spider, in terms of bringing a reasonable chance to place HP burns. But she just needs a rework. My next one up then used to be King of the Arena. Nowadays, he only comes out at Christmas in some fancy ads. He was nerfed into the ground, and he needs to come back into the game. He had a place in the arena where he was almost unkillable for a mid-game player. Built right, you come up against him, you'd be like, damn, this guy is going to slowly but surely wipe me out. Nowadays, he's not wiping anyone out. He can't even wipe his own backside at the minute. He's terrible. He's got, continuous heal A1. He's got a Reviver Champion A2. I actually kind of like this, but to kill someone with him is so impossible. He doesn't do any damage. So I feel like what they could do here, a lot of the new Revive champions, which are really good, have got much stronger abilities on their Revive skill. So you either just make this just almost forget the damage. Like, he hits 2 times and revives a champion with full HP. Like, forget if he kills someone. Just it happens on a 5-turn cooldown. It's a 5-turn cooldown, for God's sake. Give him a revive. He doesn't need to kill someone, surely. Compared to what we see nowadays, he doesn't need to do that. And he just needs a bit of love in terms of damage. Bit of love in terms of damage. His base stats are actually fine. Make this a dead cert revive. Hit someone 2 times and you revive someone if they're dead. It just feels like... And maybe you revive them and you put ally protection on them. Because he's useless. He's absolutely useless right now. So Rainbeast comes in, my number 4. Let's go with number 5 then. Number 5, Shaman. So Shaman we get after 7 days. Good base stats. You feel like, do I want to invest in this champion? And quite honestly, other than this revive, on a 7-turn cooldown, you probably won't book her. 7-turn cooldown. She doesn't offer anything else. Which means that she's not relevant for any part of your team apart from Arena and Faction Wars way down the line. So most people end up feeding her. If you're going to give someone a free champion to give them an interest in the game 7 days in, let's give them a skill that's going to help them through some content. So you either want some sort of ability here that's clan boss related or related to helping with something like Spider or Dragon. So we could either put something like Poison here, or we could put a decreased defense ability here. We could do something on our A2 like puts crit rate on and then extends all buffs by a turn. Make it cool. At the moment, it's useless. So she is just a bin champion right now. So hopefully, heed these words, Plarium. Let's have a buff for Shaman. So coming on then. Next one up. Rowan. They buffed her in September. At the time, I was kind of saying, I feel like they should change her kit up, and they didn't really. They just, what did they do? I think they added, maybe they changed their base stats a little bit. Can't remember. But what they didn't do was make her relevant. So I was saying, make this poison ability here a higher % chance to land the poisons, and give her poison sensitivity on the same skill or on a different skill. Right now, you've got an ability that's good for Clan Boss and Dragon on an A3. You've got an Arena ability on an A2. And you've got a Finite ability on an A1. So she doesn't synergize to be relevant in any content. I wouldn't even call her a jack of all trades. I'd call her a jack of no trades. She cannot play anywhere. She's useless. Totally useless. If you pull her as your Void champion, you're literally crying into your glass of milk. So she's a no-no. Let's move on. Let's move on to one of my favourite champions to hate. Look at that face. She knows how bad she is. Literally like that. Still be good. Oh my lord, what's happened? Woad painted. Comment below, has anybody used her in the game? A single person? Anyone? Her A1's actually kind of good. Block cooldown skills on an A1, we'll take it. Remove all debuffs just from herself, heals herself, and then puts reflect damage on herself. An epic, I'd expect that to do that to the whole team. The whole team, especially on a 5-turn cooldown. Make this team wide. Give her a chance. A3, block cooldowns again. Single target stuff. Like, she's so bad. She's so shockingly bad, guys. She needs a rework on that A2 and her A3. Next one up then is going to be one of the free champions that we get for login rewards. Dark Aethel. On paper, Dark Aethel should be good. We've got decreased defense, we've got decreased speed AoE, and we've got a chance to increase our own speed, get extra turns and stuff. The A3 is what I've got a problem with. Basically, she doesn't hit hard enough to activate any of this stuff. So to kill all of these enemies is so difficult with the multipliers that she's got. So, firstly, I think booster multipliers. Secondly, we need to reduce the number of enemies to kill to activate these buffs or these chances of extra turns. If this was kills 2 champions to get increased speed, or maybe even 1, kills 1 champion, I think is fair to get increased speed. Kills 2 or more and you heal this champion, or you create a shield for 50% of their HP, and if you kill 3 or more, then you get an extra turn. Then I think it's fair because it's likely to happen. At the moment, it doesn't happen, which means that this ability may as well just say attacks all enemies. Stop. Nothing else happens. So Dark Aethel definitely needs a buff on a damage on her A3 and on that skill terminology. Now we've got Defiled Sinner, number 9. Number 9 on the list. Every other enemy max HP champion is an absolute boss in this game. This guy literally, he saw his skill set and he was like that. Yes, I'm one of the good ones. And then he realized the way it was kind of set up and he was like, hold on a minute. I don't really do any damage. and I can't crit with it. Like, what is the point of me? And then he realised there's no point to him. They've also made him the wrong affinity for the only area where he really could do any work, which is Spider. Honestly, he needs a complete rework of this A2 to feel a bit more Royal Guard-like. A bit more like an absolute, or Husk-like. Give him a chance. Defiled Sinner, absolute waste of time right now. And then the last one up. The last one. I bet you all thought it was going to be Juliana. I really wanted it to be Juliana. Because if I did 11, she would be the next on the list. Just because I hate her so much. But it's actually going to be her partner in crime, Romero. Some people tell me Romero hits hard, Romero this, Romero that. No, he doesn't. And he's got weak source, as if he's a rare continuous heal. He's got another continuous heal here. Doesn't even do any damage to people. Only attacks one enemy here. He's got shield buff on all allies to 25% of HP. It's kind of this ability is okay until you read that he's got a rare ability worthy increased defense buff on a 6-turn cooldown. Like, how strong do you think this is to give it a 6-turn cooldown? This rare level increased defense. Honestly, he just needs an absolute buff. Like, we'll drop this to 5 or 4. Make this the big version increased defense. Make this smack someone on an AoE and then give out heals. Like, his utility is poor at best, and he is so old school in terms of his kind of functionality and build. So there you have it, guys. 10 champions, which I think badly need a buff. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you later.